Bleumas, thank you for grabbing a demo review. You mentioned in your background info that you feel like you do your best opping and entry rifling, so we can take a look at those. Here we're already off to a good start with, well, was this left side gen? I don't know this one. Pop a flash here, right? So this one flash you have, you want to use it so that they don't die to somebody swinging and peeking here. Common play for CTs will be to just come up and swing stairs and take these fights early. But maybe you're saving it for once we get up to sights. Let's see how you utilize it. Gonna line it up. Beautiful flash, beautiful lineup. Nobody can use it, right? You're scaled up further than all of your teammates. You send the flash, boom, blind. Not blind because he's just hiding quad, but nobody's here to do anything from it, right? So all it's doing is just selling the point that you guys are going B even more so. So save it. Wait, you know, we have the smoke down here. Wait until your teammates can scale up white. Okay, 3, 2, 1, I'm flashing, boom, pop, and then they swing, right? Otherwise, you're just wasting it here. Yeah, and then expect this crossfire, right? If somebody's playing quad, there's almost 100% going to be somebody playing default who's trying to bait for them. But it's kind of odd that this quad guy takes first contact. But regardless, you can slow it down a bit here, right? Shoot, 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 and then swing and try to take this default fight. It's a shitty spot to be in just because it's such a good setup, but it's on this guy behind you to trade you out from quad, right? Your job here as the entry is to make some space and to get up and fight this default guy, so then someone here, back white, can kill this quad guy as he's trying to swing you and kill you there. But I'm shocked already that this is level 2. Maybe Oceania is quite difficult. I'm sure it is. Nice combo, by the way. This is clean as hell. Let me make sure the game isn't too loud for you. Placement. I think he missed the flash. Nice shot. Your counter strafing looks crisp. Oh my goodness. Yeah, fuck that fight. Once he starts shooting at you, you immediately are in such a disadvantage. Like, you could take one jiggle and just send like a little pot shot here. But I think after these 2 kills, right, you get one CT and then you get one here. That's when you guys commit into B and take this 2v1 here. Right? If you linger too long here, this guy swings and he's able to trade you out no problem, or you just lose this fight because he has a A1, you have a deagle. Trade this kill out, and then you have B. But nice shots, holy shit. Okay. Grab the AK, we got a molly and a smoke. Go towards a knife out, right? Why not? Knife out all the way up until you get here. Just the only time you're only going to take contact once you pass this box, and that's going to be from short, right? The ramp peak takes a much longer time to come through rather than this short side hall peak here. So you really just need your AK out, boom, once you reach here. Small, but, you know. Sandbags. Let's be a little more ready for a swing, right? After you molly, you start holding W right as the molly lands. And if he swung this, it's very likely that he could get 2 here. Maybe even 3. Probably not 3, this guy would trade, but just pause for a second. You know, you can even crouch, just stand, hold either side, and then once it's obvious that he's not there, then hold W over him. He gets a kill. We're gonna go for the trade. That's some tricky movement to follow. I like that you immediately went for the trade, right? CT's playing in a very tradable position, so you swinging there is good. If anything, your crosshair placement as he swung the angle might have been just a bit too tight and made it really hard to adjust to his counter swing here. Yeah, that's just a trick. That's a really tricky fight, to be honest. But good on you for going for that trade, because that's a moment where you just absolutely have to get that trade. Absolutely have to go for it, I mean. Lurk under B, make some noise. We get the pick mid. Get the kill A. Huge. Hopefully 7 doesn't die. We just go A here. Nah, if somebody walks out mid and gets a pick, mid is really hard to re-aggress into because somebody's always going to be worried about it, right? If we get a kill mid, then they're constantly going to be worried about this lurk out mid. Somebody taking space. So we use that to our advantage, right? We know that they're going to commit one into mid to hold that lurk. Let's group up and go to a site together because right now it's a 3v1 on A or a 3v1 on B, right? But that's huge that he gets the kill A. Is bomb down mid? Is that the problem? Or number 9? Okay, no, it's under. Okay, good. Now we're going to go back down towards A. There's no shot you're level 2. What is going on? Do you have big mental... Like, do you rage or something? I don't get it. Your skill level is way beyond level 2. That was a good flash from the CT. Nice. Go mid with the teammate. Fast mid, take some space early. Only quad. Yeah, fuck the smoke. Just stay with your teammate here, right? Just trade him out. If he's gonna just full book it and swing this, you should be with him instead of throwing the smoke. And the smoke, you can always just throw it from here and just left click it. For just a little run through a left click against the sandbag. So you can throw it quickly, really fast if you want, or if you're already swung, you get this kill, you can just right click it here. Right, but what's most important here is that if you guys are going fast mid and he's just swinging, you stay with him for this trade. What is he doing? Alright, he gets a kill. Oh, we hear him. Nice. The crosshair placement is looking really good. Just gonna book it out again. Only quad. Again, yeah, just throw this on the fly. It's so much faster. I mean, he's already past where the smoke is gonna land, right? So I don't even think you need to throw this right now. You just scale out with him. You're just slowing yourself down here. That's a tough molly for us. Oh, spot him. Yeah, we gotta be diligent of this. If we don't get contact here after we get this mid pick, if a CT doesn't jump up and make contact with us here or from elevator, then we have to be very worried about these close angles here and then here, right? Because that tells us, okay, maybe they're just giving mid and just full chilling on site. So without contact after that first kill mid, be very worried about tight little ratty angles holding the push into one of the sites. Go towards B. So I think as an aggressive, you know, entry player, you should be focusing on A bit more. B is fine if you're bringing numbers towards B, right? If you have like 3 under B, you can run up and you can get a pick and you guys can do something off of it. But B typically, unless you're doing like a play for B, it's more of a lurk role, right? Just a little send a smoke here, pressure under stairs, make this B guy worried about B, take stairs control as a lurk, so then at any point we can exec B if we want. But A is where we need to take space, right? Ramp is the biggest, like, this is the biggest amount of space that we have to take on Vertigo. It's most important. Also, sorry, demos are bugged right now where the crosshairs on the screen, so it's like controlling it is a bit funky. But yeah, I think if you're an aggressive player, focus on A bit more here. Molly danger. Flash for him. Right, with this flash, again, like, set it up a bit more. So we molly danger, so we're not worried about close. This guy scales out white. Tell him to stop for a second. Okay, I'm flashing for you. 3, 2, 1, you know, flash, pop, and then he swings. Because he wasn't ready for this, you just blinded him with it. So yeah, communicate flashes, right? Your util is really good, but you're not using it in very optimal situations, or you're just not communicating it well enough, right? That flash, if somebody was default and they're holding white, that would have been huge for your teammate. You guys just need to coordinate it a little bit more. But we're anti-eco. CTs are in a weird setup. We should start worrying about bomb. Go get bomb. Bring numbers towards bomb. 7 just cleared out mid. Yeah, fully just run out bomb here. Okay, they get the kill anyways. I don't know why this has been a thing on Vertigo. This spawns facing the wall. I don't know why. It makes no sense. Okay, gonna run out B here. So the default util set as a B lurk for you would be a smoke against this wall, bounce, and then it lands right here. And then you can flash against this thing, and it's gonna bounce here, and then bounce on the stairs, pop up a little bit, and blind people who are peeking down this way. So it bounce, hits the stairs, pops up, pop right here. The reason why you want the smoke is because you'll see a lot of CT's mollies here, right? They'll run up and they'll throw one just against this wall. They'll land under. And you don't want to be just sitting behind this waiting for them to peek. You want to be able to scare him by being, you know, once you have the smoke, it's ambiguous. Did you walk under it? Are you behind it, holding these headshot angles through the top of the smoke? A smoke helps you out a lot as a B lurk. So crosshair placement, you're not going to take a fight inside of the smoke. If he jumps up, you're going to take the fight up here, right? A lot of people's crosshair placement gets a little confused when smokes are out because we aim where we think we're going to take the fight, but it's in the smoke. The real fight that you have to worry about is if he jumps up on the white bit here, peeks above it. So you have a molly, right? You can molly behind the smoke. It's a big ass smoke. Maybe you can't. That'd be kind of a tricky molly, actually. You heard him drop. We're confident he's not stairs. Waiting for the peak. We're going to clear out under. You should know exactly where he is now. Nice kill. Unfortunate with the molly. But it was a good idea. So this smoke, avoid throwing this smoke, right? If we get this kill B and then we're just gonna scale up B together, let's swing as numbers and then let's smoke right side gen properly. Because if we have a deep smoke like this, it just allows for a lot of lurk plays through the smoke, or for people just to sit in it and then they're in a unexpected spot once it you know, goes away. If we scale up and then we smoke deep right side gen, then they just have a line that they have to hold W past, and so there's just fewer playmaking abilities for them through a real right side gen smoke. They're playing around it nicely. Yeah, and this is just a shit angle. It's one of these left eye angles that, like, you're exposed just enough for them to see you, but you don't really have a good angle on them. I would just stay here, right? Don't expose yourself to Guardian at all. Just isolate this CT swing. And then if they want to come down, this is a fight you're going to win a lot, where people are jumping down or sliding down from Guardian, and then they expose themselves to you default here. And then you can get the kill, you know, as they fall into the cone or as they fall down. Still bad. I keep mentioning it, but I'm still baffled this is level 2. We hear one more. Chase him a bit. Nice peek. Yeah, kind of fucking yourself up with some of this utility. You peek this with your gun out, right? Peek, clear it again, and then just left click a smoke after you jiggle. Jiggle, left click a smoke against this thing. Then you just smoke gap for yourself, and you know it's going to be a good gap smoke, right? Then you're not going to die to a third person close. I wouldn't expect a third person close, to be clear. Right? I'm not expecting this fight. That'd be weird that they send too short or early, and then they have a third person here with a Negev for no reason. But this is a tricky smoke to like throw on the fly off of this wall. I don't know if it's even possible. You might have to get it right on the corner of here, so then it bounces, gets the angle right, you know? But don't be afraid to like jiggle things and just freehand smokes at them after you jiggle them, right? You just have to reduce your vulnerability through those jiggles. Fast play mid again. We're booking it. Yeah, and then that's tough. Yeah, give yourself a better chance here. So after you back up and you throw this molly, and he, you know, shoots and exposes himself, you know that this molly is going to tag him, right? This is going to flush him out. So wait like one more second and then swing with your teammates here to get a better peek on him. Because he gets slowed down by his shot, and then your peek is just kind of slow here because you're not swinging from far enough away from the angle. Yeah, let this molly simmer a bit and flush him out, and then swing. The peek was actually better than what I said. You swung far enough away from the angle, you had a good speed. It's just your pre-aim was immediately right on this thing, right? Which, where he was, it makes sense. But with this molly down, you should expect him to try to make space and swing out a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love these fast mid plays. I think if we're doing this, we need more numbers mid. But the thing is, they're not aggressing mid at all, which would be the counter to this, right? if you come up and you throw in this flash and a CT comes up and peeks here, you guys are super vulnerable. Neither of you had your gun out, right? You were just running up, boom, you had your gun out about here. And so that would be an easy double kill for the CT, or your peek on this angle at the corner. You just round this corner. Right? That should be, hypothetically, another fairly easy kill for the CT. So because the CTs are playing so passive mid, you're not getting punished for this fast play at all. I think, if anything, you don't even need this flash. You just swing here, gun out, swing, and then get a really good swing on this corner fight and let this guy trade you if you die. Right? Just take this 2v1 quick and take this space mid there. So you're less vulnerable as you're scaling out for this fast play. Nice. And you, again, you probably get this kill if you don't stop to throw the smoke. I've seen this in other demo reviews too. People pause and they throw the smoke and they wait, bounce, 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 and then it lands. When, like, they really should just be fighting to kill this first mid guy. It's a cool smoke, but it's such an easy one to throw on the fly that I don't think its value, like, I think the value of you being with your teammate to swing and trade heavily outweighs the value of you pausing and throwing the smoke and letting it bounce, 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 and land. Right? Like, your molly works perfectly. In a different universe, your teammate dies there. And then you're stuck in a 1v2 on mid. Let's speed up. He gets to kill white. He's gonna go stairs. Nice. So if they send 2 mid early, and then you see 1 aggress towards B, that should tell you that there's 2 on A, right? It's very unlikely they're going to leave just 1 on A. And when mid aggression happens and there's a solo B player, they're often going to push downstairs because they want space somewhere, right? If they're stuck white and they're getting split on by mid and stairs, they can't do much. It's a really shitty situation for them. So they're going to push for space. And so the fact that they push downstairs should also tell you B's probably wide open right now. Because that guy was solo, and I'm assuming he's solo because he pushed for space down on the stairs. Sweet. Last half, we're opping. Let's go. Buy a pistol. Grab a Tech 9. Last round. Even if it's not last round, lots of times it's really good to have a Tech 9 with a with your op. It's like having a pocket rifle, dude. Tech 9 is so good. So when you find yourself in situations where opping might be difficult, grab a tech. But your buys have been really solid thus far. I don't like this crosshair position on this top right thing. Top right of the sandbag here. Right? The 4 places we're worried about is a swing from top ramp, a swing from crane, jump spot right here, or a swing right here. Right? So focus on one of those 4. I would probably be focusing on a swing right here. Right? And then if they do jump spot, you can try to flick and get that kill. But holding your crosshair here, where it's kind of in the middle of these options, you'll have to flick for anything. Or it's just a very tight headshot angle that's really hard to hit. Where's bomb? Under A? What the hell? Huh. I guess there were just gaps in the map that weren't communicated. Okay. 8-4, good CT side for us. Let's see what goes wrong here in mid. A nade mid, volley mid early. So I think mid, after you molly it and you nade it and you don't hear anything, right, and some noise is coming from A, just immediately rotate, right? Pistols, it's like 80% of the time, the T's are just running somewhere as 5, and so get this rotate in here faster so then you don't get like surprised by somebody in elevator. Or if you get here fast enough, right, you can fight them here side as they're scaling up into sight here. By a deagle, this is a much riskier buy. The deagle, after losing pistol round on T side, right, you can still afford an AK the following round, but then on CT side, your economy is way tighter. So the deagle is a much more committed buy. I mean, we have one guy forcing, and then we have 4 guys saving. You're half saving. Does Green really have full armor? If he does, then we should just force around him. But if you guys lose this round, you're gonna have, what, 2,400? You're gonna have like 3,600 into the following round, which is a tough buy. I mean, for mid, you can definitely MP9 and util that. Get away with it, but still kind of tricky. Getting kills, though. Oh, let's see. Oh, so close. Your mechanics look really good, man. If anything that's stopping you right now is it's just some decision making and some utility usage. Fuck that lineup. Learn to throw it fast. If you want to play towards A, I think it misses. Yeah, it does. But yeah, if you want to play towards A, just learn how to throw this quick, right? So you run up against this wall, crosshair about here, just to the right of this line, and then throw it. If you spend like 10 minutes on a practice map, you can get it down pretty solidly. It just slows you down so much, and because you have to stop and line it up, T's can get ahead of it pretty quickly. That's one of those smokes that I think you just need to know how to do it quick. Molly side. I think number 3 is calling, though. We have bomb down mid. Oh, don't expose yourself as you're throwing this flash. You can hear him running away, but just in case there's another, just bounce it against this thing. This bit, right? So then you don't have to swing too far out and expose yourself to this corner angle. And the footsteps here, as if you're in this space, don't make any footsteps, right? You don't want the T's to know that you full cleared mid. And this T, there was one. Where is he? There's a T somewhere. This T will hear that and know that you full cleared mid, and then you might push through. Be very careful with the info that you're giving the T's. And he was very ready for this fight. He probably should have won this fight, right? Because of the footsteps he made here, he's expecting it, and he's playing this off angle. So that's where your mechanics kind of bailed you out a bit, right? There's a nice flick onto his head there. Ooh, and then, yeah, he's just sitting under ramp. So after you get this kill, as you push down mid, I think just walk back towards A. You can run about here if you want, but just come back and play retake with your teammate, because he's Crane, right? There's a lot of gaps on the map right now, and so if you come back and you play retake from mid, the T's are gonna have no idea, right? The info that they have is that you push through mid, and so they're gonna expect this flank, especially because you made noise here. I know we're expecting that they're gonna be already up ramp or much further up A. But regardless, subvert their expectations by just going for the retake from elevator here. The flanking on retakes is really powerful when the T's have no idea that you're doing it, right? But if they have the inkling or they have the info that you're probably going to come from flank, it's really hard to have impact as that flanker. We're going to force... Yeah, awkward buys. 2 guys are saving. 3 of us are forcing, essentially. Double side early. This is a perfect time for you to flash your teammates through the smoke. They just go. We're gonna push too. Oh, awkward. Oh, no way he doesn't get that trade. That's unlucky. But yeah, this was a great moment to tell him, wait, stop, I'll flash you through, and then just send a flash through this bottom right side. So then it pops, you know, right here. It wouldn't blind a box guy. You would need a flash that bounces against this box and lands in this corner too. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how good the comms work here. It seemed like they just decided to push. It's not a bad time to push. They should have gotten that trade. Oh, get a drop. Okay. Yeah, we gotta be worried about someone who swung that. The second you hear a tick from the Smolly, immediately put the nade away and be ready for a swing. Right? Just in case. Because you didn't do that, you have to worry about somebody being in this space here after you nade. And so that forces you to swing out and clear this, but then by the time you're here, the molly is gone, and then you're just out in the open in a very tradable position, right? So after you molly and you hear somebody tick, just be ready for these fights through the molly, and then if they're not there, okay, somebody backed up, and then you can come back and nade. I'm gonna smoke it. Play around the smoke a little bit. See what's going on. No push. We knew one was mid. So 3 got tucked into mid. We're gonna walk towards B. Now we're gonna go back and look mid. Oh, I wish he didn't take that fight. Nice swing. Yeah, stop looking at B here. If they, like, for you to die here, they would have to scale up B and be running all the way up here. Right? So your number one concern is still Guardian here. So you can even tuck, just crouch right here is what I thought you were gonna do, is just sit here, crouch, and then just hold somebody pushing up. Because they know you're towards CT. This was a really good reposition, but then you just weren't ready for the following fight. And I think we heard the tail end of his reload here at Guardian before he swung. So it's a fight we need to be ready for. And so if we get this kill, we have number 4 flanking, and then we're in a decent spot to try this 2v3 retake. But I don't blame you for rotating off mid. I think that was a good decision. Just go back up your B player. It's unfortunate that your teammate just very quickly died on mid. These buys are so odd. Not from you, but mostly from your teammates. Blue's gonna full force. Green, again, is buying down to 1k. Looks like you're saving for op next round, potentially. Insta rotate. There we go. Yeah. Nice. We know one more is mid from that flash. Yeah. Right, that flash, this guy was walking up, gun out. We know it wasn't him that threw it. So we know that there's a second here. So again, we got to be ready for this fight as we scale up. And one thing I really like to do is if we're rotating towards B, even if like we've had no info on mid or we don't think anybody's mid, still just clear and swing mid. Make sure that nobody's there. So then this retake is like we don't have to worry about mid at all, right? So it seems like sometimes when you're not expecting these follow-up fights, you're maybe you thought the flash was from B. But so we have to be ready for these boxes. Like instantly knife out, running towards right. Just reduce your vulnerability. So where can you take a fight from right now? It's mid. You're not going to take a fight from Guardian. You're going to take a fight from mid. And bomb isn't even down yet. So we got time. We don't have to panic and rush up to Guardian yet. That's a crazy crosser. We're gonna go peek side hall quick. Sweet. Nice kill. Nice owning Taji too. That's such a cool op. Ooh. Let's watch that one again. What a flick. Ooh. Great shot. Yeah, not bad. Get the smoke a bit deeper. So a side hall smoke you can throw that's really strong is if it lands out here and allows you to lurk out behind it and play 51 right here. This one sort of does the job, but there's just a small gap. I mean, I'm more so just saying this just as a Vertigo thing, just so you know. Not so much in reaction to this smoke. But yeah, throwing a deeper side hall smoke that lands out here makes the T's constantly worried about a swing from 51 here, or somebody just playing behind the smoke. Those op shots are stunning. We're just gonna anchor A. I hate opping from here. I don't think you should play here. This is not a terrible rifle position. I mean, opping, if you get one, you can just fall off very safely. But oh my gosh, this headshot angle is so tricky. Sometimes when people peek up here, it just feels like an unwinnable fight because of how good of a headshot angle it is. These like sliding sloped headshot angles can be really difficult to kill as an opper. So I think playing from headshot here would probably be a better move for you, so then you can get eyes on side hall when you want, and then you can also spot ramp. Big kill from the teammate. He's gonna run out. We're gonna run A. Crosshair placement is good with the op as well. He kills the B player. I think insta rotate. Right, B player push down. Boom, he dies. B player should have seen him in death camp just full booking at B as well. I don't know if that was communicated, of course, but I think it's safe to just insta rotate, especially because your teammate is already there and they've been sitting mid for so long. Like you guys just need to play as two here. So if you see your teammate, even if you think it's A and you see your teammate running B, just run B with them.
Bomb has been planted.
Okay, cool. He gets the kill. But I'd like to see you opping more and catering your economy to opping. Right? Your opping looks really good so far. But you've opped twice in this game. It was once at the very end of T-side, and then now at it was 9-9. We're gonna peek crane. Don't crouch into this angle, right? Just a left side peek. Crouching is really disadvantageous. And so if you crouch into this left side, they're just gonna see your butt sticking out way before you're able to peek them. So just full swing it standing up. Right, we're worried about a fast side, we're worried about one here, and we're worried about down here. So if you don't hear any fast side, the first peek for it should be for this angle, and then you can re-peek into this one. But we're not going to take any fights. They get a kill, somebody falls off the map, I assume. We hear one running up A. Oh, you get this kill if you just scope here. Yeah, if you hear somebody just like dumbly just booking it, running, that allows you to just take the simple, easy fight here, right? This is kind of an on angle. I kind of hate it as an opper too. You get pre-fired from here a lot, but the fact that he's just running, just full booking it, tells you that he's not necessarily worried about anybody sitting on A right now. So you can take this straight up on angle fight here, no problem. Nice kill. Yeah, I think sit behind this box just a second longer and then peek out, because you were still in the midst of your, not reload, but the cockback, you know? And you had to hit a nutty shot on him, which was nice, but sit behind the box for a second longer so that you're not swung out, exposed without being able to shoot. Yeah, we can play from... So 4 just ran through ramp, so we can fully just play from ramp here. Nice shot again. Okay. 11-9. Yeah, buy a pistol. Grab a P250 or a 5.7, just so that you have it. Molly mid. Hold the cross. Nice shot. So I think don't even smoke here. After you get this kill, like, that forces them to be worried about you playing corner again. And if they peek it and they jiggle and they see you're not there, they're going to scale out. But with the smoke, like, I would walk through this very confidently, because I'm very confident that as an opper, you're not just going to stand here in the wide open holding the edge of the smoke, right? So smoke doesn't do too much for you. In fact, if you don't smoke it, then they're probably going to take a little bit more time trying to clear this corner or get a flash out to peek it, whatnot. But because you're opping, you just got the kill with the op, the opponents should really disrespect that smoke and not care about it. And then the nade tells them, okay, he's Guardian now. We don't have to worry about the smoke, but they're going to worry about it anyways. Personally, I would feel more comfortable in CT here rather than on Guardian. I hate the fights as an opper from Guardian because you get a lot of headshot fights and you're exposed to the boost. If you play some from CT, right, you're going to be exposed to the boost, but they're just going to be full body out, swing you. That's a shot you can hit, no problem. You can also, you know, jump up on this thing and play from up here and just hold this angle. But that's more so up to your discretion. If you feel comfortable opping on Guardian, you know, do it. Personally, I don't like it too much. It's a little spooky. Nice shot. Hey, your opping's looking really good. Oh, he has really good timing on you. Yeah, I mean, this is just where coordination with your teammates. Like, number one, when we get to this point where it's a 4v2, we have bomb down, you should commit into B, and number one should just be spotting mid. Right? There's no reason for him to come over here and hold this smoke, and then you to have to worry about both mid and B. If anything, like, if he's not gonna stay mid, then you just full focus on mid. Because this guy's able to hit a good timing on you. And holding the smoke, like, are you gonna get any fights through here? Probably not. So a little miscommunication, it seems. I don't mind the op mid. I'd like you to go elsewhere this round, right? Playing as an opper, it's so good to be unpredictable. I think you should take it B. Or take it for the side hall swing again. Right? If they just walked out mid and last round, they walked out mid and they got killed by the opper. Okay, send a rifler here for the following round, right? And then you go elsewhere and take an aggressive peek and subvert their expectations by playing in a different spot, peeking aggressively into a different area. They're able to hold B very nicely. We have to worry about mid. Yeah, the smoke is so tough as an opper, right? Because they can jump up on this white thing, they could swing out of it, they could boost. There's so many options for them to fight you here on Guardian that this is just brutal. So if you're Guardian, don't throw the smoke. This is a really hard smoke for you to play around because it just opens up what they can do, right? It covers their jump up onto this white thing. It lets them swing out of the right side of the smoke in an angle that you can't hold, right? You'd have to swing out kind of further away to be able to hold that, and then you're not able to see boost through where your scope is. So be a bit more conscious of what kind of smokes you're throwing as an opper, because sometimes they can really screw you over by opening up different angles, different ways to fight you as a T. I get the kill mid. Again, just be worried about mid, just in case if there's a lurk. Like, if anything, during this downtime, while they're holding B, walk down, scope, and then just slow clear out mid. Right? Just this half circle, clear the space out. Okay, we're good. And then you can knife out and then come back towards B or run towards A. But you're leaving timings where you can get lurked on pretty hard, right? Nice. Okay, we win the game. Okay, I'm gonna jump to a practice map. I'll give you, the 3 things I think you should work on. Okay, Bleumas, I am mega impressed. Level 2? There's no fucking way, dude. I cannot believe that. There's no shot you are level 2. And that's not glazing. That's legitimately, you are the best level 2 I've ever seen in my life. Insane. Okay, so your util usage was really good. You know your lineups. The util usage was very solid. I think it often would slow you down and put you in worse positions. So, for example, this mid play that I talked about quite a few times, where you throw this lineup, you should just be here with your teammate trying to get this trade, right? Because if you don't come with him and you stop and throw the smoke and then he dies and then they rotate one over mid, boom, you're stuck in a 1v2. You do have the smoke down, but this is a smoke that you can throw just like that, right? You don't have to overthink it. Sometimes it'll leave a little gap here, but then once you cross, you're fine, right? So some of these util lineups, I think you can just throw more so on the fly rather than stopping and doing the full lineup. And that'll speed you up and allow you to be in better positions to trade with your teammates and in better positions to get kills. Also, the timing of your flashes sometimes was kind of off, right? Like we looked at this pistol round flash where you stopped and you threw it, but nothing happened off of it, right? Nobody was scaling up. Nobody was here at white ready to swing. So it just felt like a waste. So when you're the flasher, when you're the support player and they're throwing util for your team, you need to be very communicative. You need to tell them what you're doing and when you're doing it. And sometimes you need to lead. Sometimes you need to tell them what to do so that they get value from your flash, right? So if you guys stop at B stairs, you get this first kill. Okay, tell them, go up white, go up white. I'm flashing for you, 3, 2, 1. Ready, pop, go, right? So sometimes when you're the support player, you kind of have to take this leadership role of telling them what to do so that they have value, so that your util actually does something for the team. Because you can throw all the perfect flashes you want, but if there's nobody there to act on them, then they're not going to have any value. Okay, so that's the first one, is the util. It was really good, but I think you need to think about when you're using it and how you're using it a bit more and the timing of it. Now let's talk about opping. This is the second point. Your opping looked great. You should opt more. Cater your economy to be able to opt, right? So sometimes you can take a little bit of a lighter buy, so then you have the ability to opt in the next round, right? You can drop your AK and then you can buy op. Or on those save rounds, don't buy a deagle, don't buy a pistol, whatever, just save for the op. Because your opping was stellar, especially CT side, your opping looked really good. So play around that more, right? Try to opt more, honestly. The tricky part with the opping is that you played a lot of Guardian, and I hate playing Guardian with an op. I think if you get this kill early mid, right, you get this corner kill, let me buy an op. I'm not in buy zone. If you get this kill here, like, just come CT and play here. This is much more comfortable as an opper than it is on Guardian, especially if you have 2B, right? If you have 1B, then playing Guardian isn't a bad idea, because then you're a very quick rotate to go help towards B. But if you have 2B, you have 2A, then you can play committed into CT and just hold this angle here, waiting for a cross. Boom, you get one. Okay, come over towards Guardian. And you can play an angle like this where you jump up and you hold this as they scale up. That's an angle that nobody ever clears, because holy shit, who would look here, right? So playing from CT still allows you to, like, take a shot, fall back, reposition, hold Guardian for your B players. Where if you're Guardian and you're jiggling between B and Guardian, you're very likely to get timed on by a mid player, like we saw in that one round. So as an opper, you have to be decisive, right? You're not as mobile or as flexible as a rifler. So when you're stuck in these, like, these indecisive positions, just commit to one thing and then tell somebody to fill that gap for you, right? Tell number one or whoever it was to just hold mid for you. So then you can commit into B and then have a lot of impact here on B, maybe peeking downstairs if you want, whatever. Don't put yourself in these situations where you're bouncing between two angles and you can get timed on by either one of them. The third thing for T side, I'm giving you more. Typically I give 3, pieces of advice, but honestly, he looked really good. I don't have a whole ton of feedback. Like, I feel like if you just play more, you're gonna be insane. Like, your util usage looks amazing. The crosser placement was very solid. Rifling though, I think, like, if you want to be aggressive and a space taker, focus on the areas of the map where you do need to take space, right? You, like, never went to A. You often ran out B or you ran out mid. And, like, taking space mid can be quite strong, but then once you have that space and they're looking at you mid, right? If you aggressively take space mid, they're going to send 2 people. It's going to be the mid player and then either a rotate from A or a rotate from B, and it's just going to be 2 holding you mid. And so once you have that space, okay, fall off and then go towards the site together, right? Because they're very worried about mid. But if you're able to take ramp as a team, more kills are going to be available to you as a ramp player. Like, you're just going to get more fights than you will running through mid or running through B. And this space is so valuable ramp. If you get top ramp, right, they can't really commit, like, a whole shit ton of numbers towards A, otherwise just leaving way too many gaps on the other sides of the map. But if we run out mid with numbers and then we don't have ramp, they can just leave one dude here for info, right? one guy just jump spotting here for info, and then they can stack numbers towards B and mid. That's why getting ramp control is so important, is because they have to commit numbers into holding this top ramp swing. Because one dude can't anchor A effectively if the T's have ramp, right? You get what I mean? So as an aggressive rifler, you know, focus on the areas of maps where you can really take space. Mirage, mid. Vertigo, ramp. Ancient, cat, right? Running up, taking cave. You'll find the spots on the maps where you feel very comfortable in making aggressive plays and taking that space, and that's what you should focus on when you're rifling, I think. Yeah, and then other than that, your rifling looked really good. Your crosshair placement was solid. Your counter strafing was excellent. If anything, just a little more patience on some of these peaks, like when you mollied Guardian and then he was going to get flushed out, but you peeked into him just a bit too early. Focus on your spacing, right? There are a lot of fights where like the spacing between you and your teammates weren't great. Either you were throwing an util or you would peek just a bit too fast before your teammates could be there to like properly trade you. Focus on where you are relative to your team. And like, is this a 1v2 right now? Or is this a 1v1? And then it's going to be followed by another 1v1, right? We want to give them those 2v1s. I said that confusingly, right? What I mean is like, if I swing mid right here, is this a 2v1 of 2 T's against this 1 CT? Or is this a 1v1 that I'm giving him? And then another T's going to come up and give him another 1v1, right? That's what I mean. So spacing between you and your teammates is incredibly important. Even with randoms, just looking at the minimap, seeing where they are, and just saying, you know, like calming swing, swing, swing. That's huge, right? That's huge. Okay, so let's talk about CT side now. So CT side, you played a lot of mid. As an opper, I'd rather you play more so towards sights. Mid is typically a rifler's position. You can switch it up and come hold this corner, which is a good play, but I don't think you should be like the mid player as an opper. I think you should be more comfortable going 3 towards A early with your op, letting a teammate play mid and letting a teammate solo B, right? That's the typical default here on Vertigo. And so as an opper, you have the freedom to say like, I'm going to go here. I'm going to do this, right? That's all up to you. So I think you should have made a few more aggressive plays towards B, peek down and try to get that kill, or just anchor on B with op, right? Getting past an anchor on B who's opping here can be really difficult for these T's. They're often just going to peek right into you, and then that's an easy kill for you. So if you're opping, don't feel like you have to dedicate yourself to mid, right? Tell a teammate, hey, take mid from me, I'm going to go peek side hall, or take mid from me, I'm going to go peek down B. And if you send your op towards B, that allows your teammates to play 3 towards A, right? Because you can very comfortably anchor B with an op, get 1, get 2, and then back up and play for retake. So switch it up more. Your opping mid was fine, right? You would get this kill a lot of the times, which was really good. But then playing Guardian with op and just anchoring mid from here sucks, dude. It sucks. That's not what you want to do. So if you get this kill here, right? Boom, got it. Okay, and there's like very light action towards A, or there's very light action towards B. Send somebody else to come take mid. Say, yo, I'm gonna go B. Come take mid. Come take mid. And then you go down. And then you can make an aggressive play elsewhere, or you can just anchor elsewhere, right? Anchor towards a site. Subvert the T's expectations. As an opper, you want it to be very ambiguous as to where you're playing. You want to reposition a lot. You want to show them different looks. You want to peek different angles every round, right? So swing around more. Be a bit more creative with your positioning here on CT side. And then the last thing, I think this is my 5th point, is dealing with lurks and second players, right? There are a few times where you died to a second person coming from somewhere that you just got a kill and that you weren't really expecting. So reduce your vulnerability, right? Like, for example, when you get this kill here and then a flash goes off and you get blinded a bit, you need to be worried about the second guy. Always, like, unless you have the full info, always kind of assume that there's another person there who's going to try to trade the kill that you just got. And that's even more important as you go up in rank, because people are going to be spacing a bit better. They're going to be trading a bit better. They're going to be playing together a bit more. It's like after you get a kill mid, you know, focus on mid. Worry about it, right? Okay, and then now we're on B. Right, so always be focusing on where the next fight could potentially be coming from. Don't let yourself just, you know, Okay, I got the kill mid. I'm gonna instantly rotate B with my knife out, right? Like, there's no point to it. You're not in a huge rush. Just let it happen. And I mentioned that I like clearing out mid in the mid round. Like, if you kill this lurk mid, just go clear mid, right? Take the time. Boom. I'm gonna peek this. I'm gonna clear the space out, and then you can feel comfortable. Okay, I'm just gonna run B now. Right? That's a play you can make all the time. I get a ton of kills by just like crouch walking mid in the mid round and just clearing the space. Because people will just be standing here, like worried about Guardian, or they'll just be standing here, just kind of a little bit brainless, thinking like, oh, when should I lurk out? When should I lurk out? And then boom, you peek them and you get that free kill. Yeah, and then the rotates were solid. I think sometimes they needed to be sped up a bit quicker. You need to make a few more assumptions, and make sure that you're grouping with teammates, right? Like in this 2v1 that you were in heaven, and you're holding ramp, your teammate was towards CT. I think just go group with them, right? It's a 2v1. If I stay on my teammate's butt, like, we can get this trade, and that's fine. But if I sit here heaven, and then maybe, let's say he just gets a really good peek on you and he kills you, ah shit, now we're in a 1v1 and my teammate's all the way in CT. It's not a great spot to be, right? So when numbers are low in those mid-round situations, just focus on grouping and then trading the last kills out, right? If we have a man advantage, all we need to do is trade and we win the round. There you go, Bleumas. I think the two biggest things at the end of the day is just purposeful utility usage, right? Really thinking about, is this a good thing to throw right now? Are the cons of me throwing this utility right now worth the pros? You know, is it better to actually just be positioned with a teammate versus throwing this utility, etc.? And the second thing is just positioning. Really hone down your positioning, especially when you're opping. Don't put yourself in really shitty situations as an opper where you have to focus on multiple things. You're playing an angle where you could get peeked from 4 different types of angles, right? And then on T side positioning, just make sure you're grouped and you're spaced well with teammates so that you can get trades. But your mechanics looked great. Like, you're a very gifted mechanical player. I think if you know, I don't have any specific feedback for your mechanics because they looked really solid. Your counter strafing was great. Crosshair placement was good. If anything, maybe sprays. Sometimes sprays looked a little uncomfortable, so just grind sprays out. But other than that, like, mechanics looked very solid. Yeah, this was a good game from you. I think you just need to focus on your positioning and on T side, taking space where you need to take space. I don't know. I'm just regurgitating what I just said. But this was a fun watch, Bleumas. Thank you. I hope you get a lot of value out of this, and I appreciate you for grabbing a demo review. I hope you have a great day. Peace, peace.